Alright, so we're doing a little think aloud that's gonna cover how to go about annotating slash highlighting um, the excerpt for specific noticings that I listed in the slideshow. So what I'm going to do real quick is put up the slideshow, and it will be available in the resources. So you can also do this. You can pull up the Google slide if you want. And I'm going to go ahead and scroll down to the list of noticings that we have. Here we go. So common aspects of the fairy tale genre. And we have to highlight these aspects of specific color. So I'm also going to go ahead and open the assignment sheet. So let's go ahead and find that. Ooh, where is it hiding? Here we go. Close reading, Little Red Riding Hood. So we're going to go ahead and look at this as we highlight. So we're going to just try to find two. Let's see if you notice anything. The grandmother lived out in the wood, half a league from the village, and just as Little Red Riding Hood entered the wood, a wolf met her. Little Red Riding Hood did not know what a wicked creature was. Ah, there we go. This sounds like a good and naive protagonist to me, if I ever heard of one. Where do we got good and naive protagonist? Orange highlighter. So I'm going to go ahead and say orange, highlight that orange, and let's get a prettier shade of orange. Ugh, okay. We did what we could with the orange. And then we're going to go ahead and also comment, and we're going to explain why we thought that was an orange highlight. So I'm going to say that Little Red Riding Hood is a very definition of innocence. Here, uh, she senses no threat from the wolf. Wolf, she is not afraid at all. Was not at all afraid. Not at all afraid. So as you can see in this model, I used some textual evidence. I did my own analysis, and it was just a brief comment explaining my rationale for why I highlighted it, how I highlighted it. And then, let's see what else we noticed. Good day, Little Red Riding Hood, said he. Thank you kindly, Wolf. Whither away so early, Little Red Riding Hood? To my grandmother's. What have you got in your apron? Cake and wine. Yesterday was bacon day. So poor sick grandmother is to have something good to make her stronger. Where does your grandmother live, Little Red Riding Hood? A good quarter of a league farther on in the wood. Her house stands under the three large oak trees. Oop. House stands. Stands is absolutely an action verb. So we're going to highlight stands specifically. And let's see, where's our action verb at? Forward by action. Vivid description of action and action verb. Okay. So purple highlighter. All right. Purple highlight that. And then we're going to go ahead and make a comment on it. And we're just going to say stands is an action verb. This description of the house is let's say vivid, because that's what we called it, vivid description of action, due to the way the author actively describes the house. This style of writing keeps the story, keeps the momentum going. This style of writing keeps the momentum going in the story. So a direct quote from the text, and then just a little bit of espousing on these ideas. Because what I really want to see here is evidence that you can talk about these ideas outside of the basic definition and expand on them a little bit. Like, stands is an action verb, and that makes the writing kind of feel more fluid and quick. So I want to see that you understand that that's a noticing and how that affects the plot. And that's a good little model for how you just classify and then comment as you're analyzing this text.